Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Awesome.
Good to see you all again. Alright, so I looked into the research that y'all were telling me to do about how to get our business flowing again, because it's kind of been slow lately, especially with the economy going down. And first thing I noticed is we need to branch out to more females. Like right now, we're just targeting mainly the male basketball or runner athlete. And we're keeping a consistent profit. We're not spending too much, so we're not losing or gaining. But we need to increase profit more. And by doing more female endorsements, maybe from some people like Venus or Serena Williams, that can just get us more tennis profit from tennis shoes, from tennis players in general, male and female, and just the female athlete in general, because that's a well-known female athlete around the world. And we just need to get ahead of the game, and by doing so with the female endorsements through television ads, or even something as small as little 5x2 stands around malls where we have stores, just to let them know that we're there. Because people that come into town, like in Short Pump, family members come in, never been to Short Pump Mall before, they're shopping down at Dillard's, they don't even know that a finish line's down at the other side of the mall. So we need to have ads, just little stands out by mall maps saying, come to finish line. We got clearance, we have the largest selection of shoes in the entire mall, and we can just help them out that way and just get our name out there more than anything.
What can we do in the store to try to boost sales?
In the store, well, we have the clearance and 50 spot section. That makes us good enough profit, but we can boost that profit by moving it from the back of the store to either the middle to the front of the store and having larger signs letting customers know where the clearance is. Because right now, 10 years ago when I first walked into the finish line, I didn't even know there was a clearance section until one of the customers told me, or until one of the sales associates told me. Because I walked in and, it's buried in the back and there's a small table with a little bit on there. If we have a larger clearance section and it's got its own rack or its own section on the wall with big sign that says clearance or 50 spot, then that can bring us more sales through the clearance section. And I know we might not make as much upfront short-term profit off of selling a $50 pair of shoes as opposed to a $125 pair of shoes, but if we sell 10 pairs of shoes for $50 and only 4 pairs of shoes for $100, we're obviously going to make more money the other way.
Now, obviously, on our ads or our local ads around the mall, as people walk in the store, we have our employees greeting them as well as offering Winner Circle membership accounts. Do you think that we should put those on the? How do you think it would affect our local shops if we put that on the posters in the mall?
Obviously, the Winner Circle is a good thing. It gets the customers discounts and it gets us more recognition because people that have Winner Circle, they shop there frequently. That's part of the Winner Circle.
Do you think that having that on the poster in the mall will encourage more people to come there to sign up for the card as if we just had a sign that said finish line located towards the back?
Definitely. If we say finish line this way, we have clearance and ask about our Winner Circle today, that'll draw people's attention to wondering what's the Winner Circle. Even if they don't know that gets them discounts monthly and coupons, and it helps us because they've shopped there more often and we become their main priority for shoes, then that helps us and it helps them because they would know about it ahead of time, and that would draw more attention to us because they would come in already wanting to know what the Winner Circle is.
Now, Mr. Highfield, if you were to pick one huge athletic television commercial program, what would be the first thing that comes to your head?
Like an endorsement, like an athlete to endorse
Not
us?
necessarily an endorsement, just a product.
We would have to. Right now, our most successful product is like male running shoes.
Now, how are we going to advertise for that? What can we do to advertise for that? Get this on the TV? What are we going to have to do?
If we're looking at a television ad, probably the number one recommendation that I would have is to get somebody who's well known, not just in the East Coast or in Virginia or even the United States, but somebody like, look at Usain Bolt. Broke world records last year in the Olympics, almost not trying. He started showing off 10 meters before the finish. If we could get him to endorse Finish Line and say that he gets his running shoes from Finish Line, kids, adults, runners, track stars, everybody will be interested in Finish Line.
Well, obviously, if it's our most successful thing, we still want to push it, but I don't think that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for to push our stuff that are at the bottom of the spectrum to bring them up and have an equal level of profit. throughout the store with our products.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, like I said before, we were targeting the male and the running athletes. So if we were looking to just get more exposure out there, then we could use our what we're known for to do that. But we also need to look at profiting from lower standpoints, like he said. Like right now, we're struggling with women's shoes because we have a whole
Right.
side of the store
Right.
for women and kids, and we're not necessarily making that much profit off of it. I mean, over here, this is showing the women sales from the women and kids down here, and the male products are in the middle, and that's significantly higher for the profit over the other two. And if we could balance all that out by showing more ads for the women's and letting kids know that we have shoes here and that they don't have to go to Saxon Kids for their shoes, they can come to Finish Line and get new latest models and things on it, and the parents can be happy because they can get clearance shoe models for times around the holidays, especially now when the economy's tough.
Now I noticed on your projected growth graph you got there, you've got a huge spike right there in the middle of the year. How do you plan on achieving that kind of profit?
Well, with the spike, like I said, we'll start out lower than before because right now we're spending a little bit and we're making right around that much throughout the entire year because we're not going out for any big projects and we're not letting off so much that we're not getting enough exposure to make a profit. We're right around equilibrium. With the projected growth, we would start out a little lower because we're going to be spending for projects like television ads and like getting newspaper ads out there and just endorsements and exposure all around the mall. And so that over time, we're going to start out lower, and we're going to start making a little bit of profit like we've been doing for stuff that we already get profit off of, like the male athlete shoes and the running shoes. But then, when we branch out to things like endorsement athletes from Venus and Serena Williams, and then if we make a section in the store for like tennis or wrestling or smaller sports outside of basketball and running, along with the female sections of the store, and make those more noticeable with signs and ads and stuff, then we're going to spike because we're going to be getting profit from not only the stuff we've been making profit off of, like basketball and running and male athletes that come for their new sports shoes, but also from women who are coming in there to buy new shoes, tennis players who are coming to buy new shoes, wrestlers, and just all kinds of things like that, which is where that spike comes from.
Okay. All right, moving on now. What do you have to say? Like I said, Finish Line does not have any local contracts within the community. What do you think our outreach should be within the community?
Oh, I mean, there could be no harm. That's another way of getting our name out there cheaper. If we sponsor the local wrestling team, the high school wrestling team down the street at Deepron, then not only are we not spending that much cash out of our pocket, we're looking good to the community because we're helping out a local team. We're getting our name out there anyways on their shirts and bags and whatever we choose to sponsor. And that can bring us more exposure to wrestling because it will let them know that we're not just a basketball type of store. We have wrestling shoes also available, especially on our website where we have a large selection of shoes. We can let them know that, and that can help them. I mean, they can tell their friends, they can tell their coaches, they can tell their club members if they wrestle year-round, and that will get us more exposure and more profit from that.
So you're saying from our projected growth, we're going to use a method of outreach to local.
Outreach to local, outreach to start local, because that will bring us profit at a cheaper cost. And then obviously the television ads are going to be more expensive, so we don't want to start out with trying to pay all these athletes for major endorsements because we need to start small and increase our profit, and as it goes up, then we work towards bigger projects.
You know, I think these all sound like pretty awesome ideas, Mr. Highfill. We'll definitely be getting in touch with you about getting some of these in action. Definitely trying to get something going on so we can start competing with these other places. I know we do great right now, but I think we can do better. And I think these ideas that you've thrown out are really showing that we can.
They're really going to help me and Mr. Curry produce our business.
All right, thank you for your time.
I appreciate you doing the research and doing the work that needs to be done.
I hope it can be helpful.
So, have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
All right, have a good one.
You too.